Sometimes we're on time, and sometimes we're on time, and we just go live a little bit late because it's the weekend and it's Monday morning and chill.
I mean, we were having a pretty intense conversation until this millisecond on, the future, et cetera, socioeconomics,
Well,
the new politics of DAO formation. It's never dull.
One might even say we were having a slight argument, which is crazy.
I guess that's true.
Because if you listen to the community, then we're always on the same page.
Is that okay? I know. I bring this up all the time. The community,
right?
This is one of the reasons I'm excited for the DAO, because the way that we do the voting, even from Snapshot, which is where it's going to be gasless voting. On Ethereum, which obviously we would need to do, otherwise we wouldn't have come with Ethereum at all. But even just down to the votes that we take on the Discord emoji votes, the community is usually less than 5 people, right? When we keep bringing it up, and that's driving me insane.
Well, I don't know. We're in a pretty positive chat, and there were some requests or things that like people asked that couldn't be done in the last 24 hours, and it was done in a very respectful way. So I think that there's a way to have these conversations, and we're kind of going through an experiment ourselves, because one of the things that we're writing about is trying to. One of the things that we're talking about is like, how do we define this DAO? Because if you're following our Discord, which you should be, and you're following the Discord announcements, which you should be. There was one that was put out, well, I guess yesterday for you guys, but earlier today for me, by Super Sam and Jen, talking about how different projects have different DAO structures, and I think it was 2016, the first DAO I think was set up in Wyoming. I think that's what I was reading today. And since then, it's been a grand experiment, lots of different things doing lots of different ways. And I think we have a pretty good plan on how we're going to do it. And so, for all of those people who are out there, who are, waiting, sitting, wondering what's going to happen, again, we're still sussing out the details, right? Like it's like I mean, if you buy a shop, if you buy a Walmart, you probably got to close it down to take an inventory, right? You probably got to close it down to like dust off the counters and refuel the machines and hire new staff and things like that. Now, we don't have to do all of that. But basically, we do have some things that we have to make sure of, right? Like, and this, I think, speaks for what we're doing, because normally we hit the ground running, but we can't afford to do that this time. We really need to be able to, make sure that when we come out of the gates, the race is on, right? And I think there's a lot of people out there that are supportive of this too. So, I mean, Monday morning and chill. I'm grateful for grand experiments, really. I mean, because that's what crypto is. That's what everything is. I mean, I don't know. I've been pondering personally where I'm headed next. And I mean, probably me better than anyone at this day and age, actually, Corey. So what my life is filled with. But like most of it is positive, but it's just like looking out there into the world and thinking about, what things need to happen, or what things will happen, or where even society is going in general. And then looking at what we're doing here, a lot of people are doing here. And yes, the Uplift is definitely more than art galleries. But hey, the art galleries have stepped it up, and they're the ones that are here, that are doing their best to support us. And they basically knock down our doors saying, hey, let us help you in ways that we're not even going to express, because some of those ways were just absolutely crazy. And they came to the conclusion to do this kind of, support the DAO kind of thing, which is really cool, because they're bringing lots of artists in, artists from Ethereum, artists from the real world. They're building tons of galleries. We're planning open server events where people can come in and walk around and look at it. There's a lot of attention that's being paid to on Twitter, even people who don't even know about the Uplift world, that are just surprised that, their art could look that well.
I mean, that's probably the biggest onboarding vector right now.
Right.
Everyone always talks about Minecraft players. Minecraft players have lots to do, and don't get me wrong, like that's a huge part of the communities that are coming on board. But in the NFT and the NFT space where we live, right? I think what the galleries are doing are by far the most aggressive onboarding experience, because when people see that stuff, they're like, wait a minute, I can go get a piece of land for less than fucking 5 ETH. Like, yeah, for now.
Right. Yeah. And so these guys have just been doing great things, and like you kind of hinted at as well, like Minecraft players have their place, but like the problem with Minecraft players, honestly, is Minecraft players right now are happy just playing Minecraft for free.
Yeah.
Like, so when they get to the point where they're gonna want to play and build and sell things, right? Like, what do you think happens if you're an amazing Minecraft player and you come in and you build a kick-ass gallery or kick-ass castle, and then some major artist decides that he wants to come in and buy that from you? That's where that kind of transitional economy happens. Anyway, speaking of galleries, we have the DAO Art Worthy kind of dropping, which is from the 14th, which is today, at 12.
An hour and a half. I actually just pulled the thing up. I'm gonna do the first one is dropping here in a second.
Yeah,
it'll be an hour and a half, I think.
It'll be Art Vending Machine. So I think they're about $20.
They're 10 actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had that wrong. For some reason, I thought I read 19, but yeah, maybe I was reading it in a different currency. I sometimes do that.
29 wax.
Maybe that's why. Anyway, I split the difference. So yeah, $10, and 50% goes to the galleries, and 50% goes to the DAO of the Uplift. So, and actually, yeah. So these are videos, fly-throughs that were made. These will be NFTs. You can learn more about the rest of the series in the links below. They're actually quite cool. We could actually play the video on the channel, or we could play the NFT, whichever. I'm not sure if that one actually plays though.
It doesn't actually.
Yeah. Okay. So it's all right. I'll pull it up. We've got one here that we can showcase. It's right here on the back end.
Yeah. If you actually go to the template, it'll pull the preview up. But yeah, by all means, play it up. Sigh.
Right.
These
videos
are all just so good.
And
it was really cool to be able to do a tour with them too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that was just that was just like a hint of the main gallery, and go back. I think it was last week on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. You and Jen actually had Joe Chiapetta on the show, and you guys walked through the whole plot and all of the other crazy things with the art and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Did you like the Brawl for Art exhibit?
The what? Oh yeah, for sure.
You have to kill people to look at art because that's what art's like in the real world. I like it. It's good. So I mean, crypto's heating up. I actually I should have uploaded that to you.
What's that?
I'll find it and send it to you. The Super Bowl was today. There was a great I want to play it. There was a great FTX ad on the Super Bowl. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so they promoted to a TV audience. Let's see. Maybe I'll have to pull it up on Twitter. And I'm not sure if my volume's going to work, but let's see. It was pretty good. It stars Larry David.
Fun.
And he does a bunch of different characters and impressions. No, why it doesn't show. Let's see. Maybe I can find another one. There we go. Okay.
Then what happened?
Just queuing it. It's really that good. I mean, it's all over Twitter, so I think we can play it. And it's also, if you go to my Twitter actually and retweet, they're giving away. I think they're giving away like, I don't know, between 4 and 5 Bitcoin to like 4 different people for like no purchase. Just go and tweet it. So they're really hyping it up. If you don't know who FTX is, they're probably, well, potentially the next Binance. In
the States. Yeah, I mean, that's the FTX arena here in Miami. It's like, hello.
Yeah, and they've been killing it, like just doing really interesting stuff. Okay, I'm hoping that this gives me volume, but I'm not 100% sure. And if it doesn't,
we will know quickly.
All right. It really is that good, though.
Did you press play?
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so.
Hey, send me the link for this. It's actually coming through your speaker.
Yeah, I kind of was worried about that.
Yeah. Fire me the link. And I'll play it.
Sorry, I never know why it doesn't work on my end.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, lots of things don't work on this new Mac, to be honest. But I think it's just because it's just a supercomputer, and I'm not, super understanding it yet. Although I did get a very cool new kind of cover that is black that looks like one of the oldest Macs that I ever had, which is pretty fun. So, not that anyone really needed to know that, but we're just really killing time while Corey grabs that link.
Nailed it.
But this, like, honestly, like, if you're a fan of Larry David, this is really well done.
All right.
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so. What does it do?
It rolls.
Yeah, so does a bagel, okay? A bagel you can eat. One of the worst ideas I've ever heard.
Brother David, behold, it's a fork.
I got 10 forks right here, baby! Am I right? My lord?
What is it?
A toilet, my lord. A toilet? You expect this court to do its business inside? We're not animals. We go outside like humans.
It's coffee. It's new.
Oh, it's awful.
You don't like it?
I'm all jittery and feel like I got a big job coming on.
Hancock, you sign first.
No king! Gentlemen, have you taken leave of your senses?
The people shall have the right to vote.
Even the stupid ones?
Yes.
Stupid people vote? Edison, can I be honest with you? It stinks. Does your wife know what's going on here?
She knows I go to work.
You're wasting your time, and it's sad. You might as well put the dishes in the shower.
Hey, Catherine, what's cooking? We're putting a man on the moon.
Are you out of your mind? I can't even get tuna without celery. Nobody's going to the moon, ever.
Why not?
It's too far. It's far. It's really far. It's far.
我々の未来はポータブルミュージックです。
バカか。バカか。わかるだろう。わかるだろう。わかるだろう。
Did he hear?
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never. Franklin! Hey, I left my cane in there. What? What do you mean? Hey, that's an expensive cane!
Well played, kids.
Right, and it, like for the record as well, I think like
That's funny.
you know the Japanese is almost bang on, which is hilarious.
Yeah, good.
I mean, people think that the Japanese are pacifist, which I think is really funny because like I live here and it's a pretty passive country. But have you ever noticed that like in almost every movie or TV series out there, there's some reference to Japan, Japanese culture, or Japanese language. It's ridiculous. Like, and even the Super Bowl ad, right, with Larry David is all English, but for some reason they do it in Japan, right? Like in Japanese, like it's nuts, and it's just crazy. And it's funny because like I was watching Japanese TV for the first time a couple weeks ago. I haven't watched it in a really long time when I was staying at the in-laws, and Bitflyer's ads were plastered all over the TV, right? And Bitflyer is like the big exchange here in Japan that all the housewives use to spend their husband's money on Bitcoin when they don't know about it, you know. There's some cultural shade being thrown there, but yeah, like it's just really interesting to me. So don't be a Larry. Yeah. Chris, thanks for joining us too, by the way. It really speaks though, right? Like, aren't we in a bear market? Like, isn't that one?
No, we're not.
Here?
No, honestly,
no. I was totally joking, right?
Okay, yeah. And again, like there are a lot of people that are just ready to go, oh, we're totally in a bear market. I just don't buy it, right?
Yeah.
And as far as like the macro trend, we're absolutely not in a bear market yet. We could be, right? Like it's Wax as an example, just bounced off a pretty strong trend line. Bitcoin is still, well within, trend limits to sustainable market. So it's, there's no real reason to think that it's done yet. But it's, like near term, short term, like days, weeks,
Well, and there could be a 2-day, death cross on the shores, on the horizon. And you know what a 2-day death cross means, Corey?
No.
It means 50% we're going up, 50% we're going down. And you know what? You know what comes after a 2-day death cross?
The 3-day.
Exactly, the 3-day death cross. This is TA in a nutshell, really.
100%. And really, like for me, TA is always like, can you create any kind of an edge, right? So flipping a coin is lame, but can you make it 55% chance that you're right? Because if you can be right 55% of the time and take 1,000 shots, you're gonna make money. Like that's what trading really is, right? It's not about creating anything even resembling certainty, because that have you met us monkeys? Like that's not a thing that we do very well in groups.
Well, and actually, I kind of actually stole that from a recent Crypto Writer article because I liked it. I like the way that he played off of that. So, and speaking of Crypto Writer as well, by the way, if you happen to be following them on Tezos, I think you just got a drop, and on Ethereum, well, there's a bit of a something that happened, but in the end, they basically gave out a bunch of finnies to people who were holding certain finnies in their Ethereum wallets. So definitely. Go and check your wallets because you can burn those finnies or mint those finnies. You do have to pay a gas fee, but now might be a good time because I think I minted 4 or 5 of them yesterday, and it was $15 each. And for all of you,
how do you do that?
Do you have any finnies on Ethereum?
I do. I have like 5.
Okay, so you had to fill out, or you might still have to. I think you still can if you have to fill out a Twitter poll. I'll see if I can grab it here for you.
All right.
While we do that, and we'll put it in the comments. I think it's still active, but yeah, and then they will send it to you eventually.
All right. Yeehaw.
So
all right. So yeah, this is I'm actually going to be. This is going on in an hour and 23 minutes. This is the first support the DAO video drop. I'm stoked, man. I'm really excited that we're giving 50% to the artist too. Like they didn't ask for anything for the record. The artist just wanted us to use this stuff to help us, bootstrap the DAO and get things rolling. And we just decided to give them 50% anyway because they're too fucking awesome. And honestly, like this idea that we collaborate with people that are building and do, artistic NFT drops of some of the best builds in the uplift is something that I think should just be a thing we do for the rest of time. I'm a huge fan of all of this stuff.
Well, and if I recall correctly, it was a little bit difficult for them to even convince us to let them help because it was something that we kind of felt or we wanted to do on our own, and they were really passionate about it. So, I mean,
yeah, it was amaze balls, frankly. Indeed.
I mean, if you let's see, tweet messages here.
Yeah, Greg, I definitely want to hop on. Sorry, I was messaging back and forth with G Money.
No problem.
With just you and me at some point today or tomorrow. But feel free to hop on and join us just to say hey, because
yeah, you can come on. It's been a while.
It's the Monday morning and chill.
And yeah, likewise, to anyone in the community who wants to come, just let us know in advance. It's something that we
come say hey for sure.
Yeah.
Faux show. So it's gonna drop right when the huddle starts. Oh shit!
We had an interesting Edge of Obscurity show last Thursday. I do the show over with Sean on the Crypto Writer Discord. A little bit unexpected. We had a special guest. Our good friend Bonds came in and joined us.
Cool.
He talked about a few things. A couple of the community members gave him a little bit of a hard time, and he kind of lost his cool.
Oh, yeah?
Honestly, I love Bonds, and he's great. It was probably, a little bit. He probably should chill out a little bit. But
here's the thing, though. I now know the kind of epic dog shit that he gets to eat every single day.
Right. Yeah.
I am amazed he doesn't lose his shit more.
No, yeah, 100%. So,
and I do sometimes too, but yeah.
He's
always pro about it afterwards. He's like, yeah, so, he'll own it if he screws up. To me, that's everything to me because this is like, sorry, Jimmy, go ahead.
No, you're 100% right. Like what I was gonna say was like like that Sean, how Sean and Bonds are together, right? Like they battle, they fight.
Oh yeah.
But what was really nice,
Sean eviscerates him. Like it's honestly, it's like watching a baby getting beaten up and getting its candy stolen. Like it's not fair.
I tuned in at exactly the right time.
I made that a little bit dark. Yeah. So Sean from Crypto Writer and Bonds. The first time I was actually on with both of them. Sean has a very deadpan humor. Like his delivery is like ultra deadpan, and he just spent an hour literally just like sticking swords through Bonds's figurative brain pan over and over and over and over again. Like, and it was super one sided. Like it got to the point where it was awkwardly unfair.
Yeah, and it was the first time he was ever on a stream too, Sean. So, but anyway,
really?
yeah, and so anyway, he's also the author of EOS Popcorn. So I mean, if you know EOS Popcorn, basically they go and they take things that happen around the EOS space and just rag on them. And but what was interesting about it was like people were kind of shouting about Bonds in the chat, and Sean actually came in and he actually said, "Hey, look, man," he's like, I have a lot of negative things to say about Bonds, or I'll take the piss out of him, but like we've known each other for a really long time, and like you guys called him a scammer. Like you can't just call anyone a scammer. Like he's not out there knowingly scamming people, right? Like he's trying to build shit, right? And so like it was really nice to see that kind of coalition coming together, and it was really good, right? But he answered a lot of questions about Blue Dac. He answered a lot of questions about what's happening with our planet. We talked a lot. it's an interesting show. We are probably going to have more community members on over there, but it might actually turn into like a EOS popcorn type of show, which is really fun because we actually get to yell at people. If any of you want to come and yell, that'll be fun. But yeah, like
That's why I have a car. I just drive around and yell at people. That's my.
Hey, can you tap on your mic, Greg? Negative.
Oh, I don't have sound?
You have sound.
Oh.
It just isn't going through that mic.
Well, that's weird. Let me fix that.
For the record, it actually still sounds pretty good. I just know that like the second that mic turns on, the Greg radio voice starts like, tickling my nipples. What?
All right. So I think that this is
I love that Jimmy
live.
just raced right by that. Like it didn't even happen.
Better. Well, I'm used to, I'm used
nipple
to
play.
I'm used to you being aroused. Let's just put it.
You guys have been spending too much time on the internet together.
Is a fact.
Is that better?
Shit. I don't know. Tap on it. Yeah, 100%.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
I got a new camera, so I had to reset. So I haven't been on here since the new camera, so I had to change some settings. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's quite bright. Sitting in the sunshine looks really nice.
Yeah, it's also who doesn't want to see this in 1080p? So that's
right.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Anything new?
So I mean, I guess like straight up update. Like the part like this whole purchase agreement. Me and the team buying the Uplift is it's not a small deal, right? It's sort of big and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of capital involved. Blah 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 blah. Greg, I say things like capital now.
I know. It's adorable.
It's so wrong. Anyway,
somebody asked me the other day, is Corey playing any gigs anymore? I was like, I don't think so.
We moved to Hollywood from North Beach in Miami, right? And there's actually places where like people play gigs up here. So
yeah,
it's part of my life plan to get back to the point where I can at least play like a gig a month. Because I figure like I might not even be able to play a set, of actual tunes, because it's been years since I've done a show, which is nuts. So yeah, a big huge part of this is like getting to the point where we get like what's called a memorandum of understanding, or basically a term sheet, right? Like we've figured out the deal. That was kind of the hard part, in my opinion, right? Figuring out all the details and what we were going to give up, what they're gonna sell us, basically. All that stuff is done. And over the last 48 hours, we got that. It's basically called like a term sheet or an MOU, memorandum of understanding. We got that signed. And now it's just in the process of finishing up a couple of details, and then we can get to doing some odds and ends sales and some different development stuff, and getting to the point where we can actually pay the team something, right? It's probably not going to be what we're used to getting paid or whatever, but like it'll be more than zero, which would be really, really good. It'll basically get the ball rolling, and I think by the middle of next month, we'll probably have it all done, which for a deal of this size is actually apparently epically fast. Never really done anything like this before, so like I would fucking know.
Right.
But yeah, so that part's moving. So wow.
I mean, I'm happy because I was looking at a box under the bridge. It was a little bit wet, but it seemed like it was okay.
Yep.
I've been
thanks for the form, Jimmy.
I've been trying hard not to. I've been sort of just ghosting and listening, right? I'm just trying to take in what I'm hearing, and I'm still in Telegram, right? I'm still in the buy, shill, and trade group over there on Telegram, and every once in a while, several large FUD bombs get dropped. But what's been happening is there's still quite a number of us that are like, yeah, that's not what's going on here. Stop. Just stop. Settle down. Take a deep breath. It's the crypto universe. Things are, it's the Wild West. It's like the Wild West days of the early internet in many ways. Like, you got your eyes insulted by something on, Style Project. Gosh, if only there were a way for you not to see that stuff. Like, don't participate if you're averse to seeing dead people. So
that's an awkward reference.
Well, I guess, but I mean,
No,
I remember that.
makes
People, oh, we have to
sense, but,
censor
like-
this. Our kids might see this. Well, maybe you should be supervising your kids' access to the internet. That's
well, right. Like, the one of my favorite things that we had to dealt with some nonsense in the Discord is, and really this is true across. I've seen this in so many projects, like Our Planet or whatever. You're a big, huge owner in Our Planet, say, and you go into the Discord and spend your whole life, every waking millisecond and all of your spare brain RPMs shitting on the project where you're a major holder.
right.
Like, instantly taken off the list of people I will ever have to talk to because you're too stupid to have an opinion that I care about. Like,
Right.
it's just utterly obnoxious. Level stupid.
Well, I don't want to call my fellow Uplift property owners stupid, but what it is
I was being
it's looking like what are you doing to make it better? What participation level, other than just buying some NFTs and thinking they were gonna 10 times in value just because you sat there? How's that going for you? We dug in and we built something pretty cool, and I feel like bragging this week that the properties in Chicken Ka are going for a little more than some other worlds. Why is that? Because there's a core of people that really give a shit about Chicken Ka and the Uplift and are in there making that world a place that you want to be.
Man, I still think that is a model. And what, when we'll see this, because we're going to be building some infrastructure, encouraging people and providing some tools to make this better with guilds. But I think like world DAOs and like specific world DAO tokens and world governance, that is centralized around each one of the worlds. I wonder if it's going to be Lunum or Uplift that figures this out first, right?
Right.
Like that stuff could just happen.
Yep.
There's nothing anyone could do to, like somebody could set up an uplift, world DAO right now, right? And like we couldn't even do anything about it. We wouldn't want to, but people need to understand that they can actually just go do some stuff. Now, we would have to recognize it and interact or whatever, but like, why wouldn't we want to do that?
Right.
Right. And sooner or later, we're going to create the infrastructure to do this ourselves. But the communities that do that, to your point, are doing better and will continue to do better. Jimmy.
There's a couple of really interesting things that I want to revisit here, right? Because I think that this is, first, just as a fun comment, there are two kinds of people in the world, and then there's complainers. And if you're not asking what the other two kinds of people are, then just go fucking complain somewhere else. Really,
right? Yeah. Yes.
So number two, this is interesting because this is an internal conversation that Corey and I had actually one time, and Corey and basically said 90% of the time, why would I not vote with the community? Why would I want to fucking piss them off?
And the thing is,
you're never going to be able to vote with them all, right? But
right. But on the if the initial boundary conditions of the DAO were up for a vote, I think it would actually go fine anyway. But at the end of the day, that's not up for a vote, right? Like I'm well over 98% of the funds that are going to buy the Uplift are coming from me, so I'm going to set it up. And everyone can be happy about that or not. I'm giving half of it away. You can be happy about that or not. That's just the way that it is, right?
Well, and I mean, normally people buy the tokens,
right? Well, and that that's there's lots of stuff that it's going to become more community owned over time. I think is sort of the where Jimmy and I were talking about this all before we got into this. But yeah, there's tons of situations where if the community as a whole sided with some of the more insane ideas around this stuff, then I would absolutely gleefully vote against them because they're wrong. Right?
Do you have an example of that? Because I haven't been.
Yeah, Corey should give the entire Uplift away for free to just the landholders.
Sure. Okay.
Right? I'm not even kidding. That was
really.
Oh yeah, that's what we should do.
I mean, it's one whole level of crazy that you're having to buy something that you built. In the fact that those people don't see that, it's kind of
again, like, and it's not like we haven't been super clear about, how much we're putting into this, but
Yeah.
people are, and honestly, like a really exceedingly small number of people, if we're being fair,
Yeah.
Just have whatever opinion they have, right? And there's like this subtext. Jimmy and I were talking about this before the show too. Like, the DAO needs to just be completely and totally owned by the community. Cool, buy it.
Right.
Like, it's that's not real at all. Factually, it's incorrect. Because you can set up DAOs in any number of ways. And B, like that, it's if that's the goal, then figure out how to achieve it. You'll just need to, figure out how to
buy everybody's land and then give it away.
It's kind of funny that we started the show like one of our only rules was like no political talk. It's like both of us were like sick of it. It's like now we're back to like this really fucking heavy.
Listen, politics is the water that we swim in as human beings.
Right.
People who are avoiding politics are so privileged they don't have to pay attention because their lives aren't at risk.
No, I think there's a really interesting parallel here, right? Like it's like I'm not. I mean, I've read a lot of political treatises, right? And like I've read Marx, I've read Weber, like I've read a lot of this, what Americans would call commie socialist shit. But like the problem with a lot of it has little to do with the concepts that are involved. And more to do with the fact that we as humans can't fucking get there, right? Like anarchy would be amazing if everybody could just not try to fuck over everyone else. Like that was, right? And it's really
it just ignores. Simple, right? It's fun. Like any sort of absolutist philosophy just ignores game theory and the fact that there's other humans
just
involved.
thinking the same thing.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
right?
but like that was the
like
problem,
socialism
right?
works great if everyone hangs out in exactly the same way and believes exactly the same
right.
thing.
And it works but like anarchy by Weber's point of view is very different from what the West understands. If you ever read Max Weber's,
I haven't.
It's a really interesting, thought experiment, and it's basically an idealist thing, right? But that's the problem with communism is that it's idealist, and so. But this is where I'm going with this. This is the problem with handing something completely over to the community, right? You hand something completely over the community where
the stupid ones.
Right,
well, I
mean,
like
Larry David commercial.
Where do you think it's going to go, right? Like you can't even agree upon like things you can't even agree upon simple things. How do you think handing this whole thing? So you need various communities with various degrees of intelligence, with various things that they're focused on to be able to come together and make
this is why
decision,
right? Like the world DAOs, like there's something to be said for decentralizing all of this, because it comes down to, I mean, Greg, how many times have you and I bemoaned low information voters?
Yeah.
I mean, that ultimately I think is the vector through which you would get bad decisions, if every member of the community in the Uplift, for example, had exactly the same vote. And you're not going to. Like it's going to be, vote by DAO token, basically vote by ownership level, right? But yeah, like once we get into the world DAOs, like I think it's going to be a lot more interesting, and we will get better quality results when people are part of the uplift community. They're focused on that. They're figuring out ways to do different collaborations and vote on whether or not they should have mobs or whatever. But then it'll be more simple to have better information flow through smaller communities, I think, than because we're even seeing just while all this stuff is going on, even though we've been as open as we possibly could be about every detail that we could get, still half the time people don't really know what it is that we're doing, and the other half of the time they're ignoring when we tell them.
Well, and I think I can say this, but there was an interesting scenario a while back, and this goes back to your point about Chicken Caw and it actually being a model for what could come next. But I remember there was an interesting scenario where you guys over in Chicken Caw, you wanted to do something, and the teamwork, we kind of looked at it and we kind of mediated it, and we said, well, I guess now you guys have a choice. You can do that, but then you're going to have to take yourself out of the shared economy, or you can not do that and you can stay in the shared economy, right? And then you guys went back and you made the decision yourself. I believe that's kind of how it went. And like we kind of gave you that option, right? And maybe you're still discussing it. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember what that was.
But it was a long time ago, actually. And it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big thing. It was like in the early days of the server. But I think what you're going to see from the team going forward is a lot of these types of discussions, right? Like if you want to say, oh yeah, like we're going to, give everyone in London 1,000 Ender Pearls and sell them on the open market. It's like, no, you're not going to do that, because then you're out of the shared economy, right? Like
sort of the United Nations of
well, that's and world. Really the main thing about the economic zones, which I think have I think there could be a lot of different ones in a year or two,
right?
Maybe, right? Is that the economic zone worlds have to have exactly the same rules,
right?
It's pretty obvious, right?
Right.
And it's so funny how like this is so macro, micro, like we're just rebuilding stuff that's already been built. And I think the more we pay attention to this, the more we're going to be able to understand global socioeconomic politics, which is mind-numbing in some ways and really fascinating in others. But I feel like down the road, if Chicken Ka and say, I don't know, what's the next survival world that's going to pop up? I don't know. Uplift, say you guys like got together and were like, hey, what if we just had our own? And you want to do like a bunch of other rules and there's a world DAO for CK and there's a world DAO for Uplift, and you guys vote to do that.
Right.
Done. Like I don't think we would stand in the way of that. Now, granted, like I think that the sort of Uplift DAO would probably have a veto in case those two worlds were like, hey, we're going to turn these into, like stripper pole worlds. Well, we would vote that down and simply not allow it to occur, right? Because like that level of basic oversight is something that we have to maintain control of. But around the most of it, like I don't want to be the person deciding everything. Right. I really, really don't. It sucks. The sooner that we can get to the point where people are self-determining, the better. On as many potential issues and vectors as we possibly can.
Right. One of the economics of it is more fascinating to me than I thought it would be. For instance, nowhere in Chicken Ka do we have Badlands or Mesa biome. So we don't have any red sand in our entire world. We don't have any of the pre-made terracotta blocks at all. We don't have any. Old World has a huge area that we built Burning Man and everything else in.
Right.
But we can't trade with that world because it's not in the economy. It's a creative world. So if Uplift or there's the possibility that we have something that nobody else has in the world, and therefore we could make bank on it by selling it to them. That's a thing I hadn't thought of when we divided everything up into the different maps. But like sand in Chicken Ka, sand is going for a lot. Like sand is selling like hotcakes in Donna in Laugh Track 11's store. Like she can't keep it stocked. She has one chest where it's 100 upliftium per block of sand, and she has a chest right next to it where it's 150. So if she can't get back to restock the 100 level chest, people are paying 150 a block for sand. Sand, and I got.
There's no way I can possibly explain to you guys how fucked up it is for me to be listening to my friend Greg talk about economics.
It's nuts.
It's weird.
Nuts. Yeah.
All I just opened up invent a whole other universe.
Yeah. I mean, the Sea Lantern farm, I just opened it up. Everybody can go in there and just make sea lanterns from the parts they get from the Guardians. But I'm getting a lot of traffic. A lot of people are coming to my plot to play on the Guardian farm. So my Uplift, I'm not having to sell anything. People are just coming there to hang out and use the Guardian
and
farm.
Do the stuff. So, but that's the thing. The whole idea is you build stuff that has value, and suddenly you're, I mean, that was always
Pablo
the intent,
that built it, by the way. Pablo and Sue built it, and I was like, okay, go ahead.
We do need to get that portal in there too, by the way.
I finally have all the upliftium I need to do that now. So
I've got a bunch too. We just got to put it in.
Are you guys putting a portal hub in the transportation center?
No, Sue has one just north of the transport hub. That's like her whole plot is a portal farm. It's awesome. Like 30 or 40 portals, and people are hanging signs and putting pictures up to where they go to. Like Russ has one that goes to a bunch of puzzles that he's done. So you go to the portal farm and he says, go here to get to do these puzzles and stuff like that. So yeah. So Sue's making bank, I think, because of all the people that are using her portal hub.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I need to do, because I've been thinking in terms of like, ramping things up personally a bunch. And like
actually playing Minecraft?
I haven't seen any of this shit at all.
Oh man.
Right? like doing a show a day on one of the different worlds.
Right.
It's a weekly show. Right?
Yeah.
Every single day. Just to get, I'd love to do that, like just as a little, not even a tester, just because we should do it anyway. But, like CK Day on this channel where we just go in and like spend a half hour even, checking something out.
Greg and I did it early, and it was
Gary
okay.
just shot a 2-minute promo video of Chicken Cobb, all the new stuff there, and hand to God, like half the things in there I haven't seen in Chicken Cobb. Awesome. This stuff going on all the time. So, yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff in Uplift I haven't seen. Well, almost all of it.
Same thing,
right? Like London the same way, and like even like, do you remember who in London, Jimmy? That one artist that had the like who's running the London Association, Landowners Association?
Yeah, there's a few posts that we've done. There was, you don't mean the London people?
Maybe I thought they were kind of the same, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, there was Faye.
Mm-hmm.
She was we've had her on the show before. She's the one who kind of wrote the script for London.
Right.
And then they put it together. There's a few people over in London that are doing some interesting things.
Right.
I can't remember exactly. I always get London and Uplift confused actually, but yeah, there's some pretty cool builds I think in London as well. There's a killer dude. We so need to do a post on this. There's a killer Star Trek kind of rail plot that's got the big Empire sign, like the Empire wants you type of thing with that
would be Star Wars probably.
That would be Star Wars.
Yeah, sorry, I did say Star Wars. Sorry. I meant Star Wars. It's late, man. I'm sorry. I had it right in my head. Anyway, I get confused but back to what you guys were saying, like it's confusing for me even just to spread around all the worlds and do posts. Seriously, I have trouble doing one post a day. And that's
a lot,
right? And I'm trying to streamline this. Go over to the where we had all the alpha.com and check out the last post. It was great. I took the images and kind of organized the post, but Class from Class Art, his gallery, basically he wrote the whole script, and he wrote basically his whole history in there, like where he's from, where he learned his art, like all of this type of stuff. And it was really good. So like, just a shout out to any of you, if you guys have posts and you want to write them and put them on our official blog yourselves, feel free. I mean, we'll italicize them. We'll put them in there, like your words, your thing. We'll go in, we'll take the images for you. We'll put them up. I mean, Hudo Art, Hudo, Friends of Hudo, like we've got a post up for them. Corey just dropped the video that he just recorded tonight, actually in the Discord as well. Like any of you people that are doing stuff, like Greg, we're still waiting for your post. Your plot's huge, next to me. But like, yeah, any of these people who are out there in Chicken Caw, I'd love to just feature this kind of stuff.
Sure, man. Sue would be a great tour guide because she is in there all the time, hanging out with people, working on their builds, helping them do stuff. So she's much more geographically familiar with everything going on in CK than I am. I tend to go from either my plot to Medfield to the hub, and that's my circuit right now. And I haven't been in much.
Yeah, and like people like Sue, if you guys ever want to write a post of anything, just hit us up because we want to put as much of that as we can on the blog.
Sure. I was thinking about, like, Corey wants to meet up with me and do something from Cathedral 1 today. And I was thinking like a prehistory of the Uplift, like what it was like when there was only 5 of us in there. And I have some screenshots from when there was literally almost nothing in the world. Look at that.
Oh, I need those coordinates. I've been looking for those forever, and I couldn't figure out where it was.
It's at spawn in Old World. It's
well, not spawn anymore because we moved spawn to the building, but it's minus 150, 350.
Okay, I was looking everywhere, flying everywhere. I couldn't freaking find it.
Gosh, we did pretty good considering neither of us really knew how to play Minecraft yet when we started doing.
I used to think this was big. The railing of sanity.
Where's the mythical first sign ever?
Oh, it's right out on the beach, just right near there. Yeah, that was Bob Benson put that in there.
I feel like you need to encase it in a bubble, like those hands that.
I think the only person that has build permissions in Old World is probably Donna Van Meter, Laugh Track 11.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna be. We're gonna be.
I think it's left. I think it's go left.
We're getting around to doing the NFTs pretty soon.
Maybe not.
For all this stuff.
Is that where it is?
No, I think it was actually just on that building.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want this out of the eye line of the. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be right in front like that. It should be off to the side.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
So I think the sign you're looking for is like outside to the left. I think that's where the sign on the beach is. It's somewhere over there. Right.
Yeah, because I was thinking I wanted to like go in there and take some images of that sign, and I also wanted.
I have a screening of it. I have a screenshot of it.
The caverns beneath, and like we count some of those.
I thought it was somewhere right there, Corey, because that was where we were hanging out.
Yeah, no, I think. I mean, the first monument, I built the whole building around it, so it's that center one.
Okay.
But yeah, the first gratitude monument to ever go up is this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's probably this right here.
Yep, that is it.
Alchemist. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's that much concern that needs to be had. I mean, things were worse, and now they're better in a way. If
not in a way, let me take this one. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, the team and I have been working our freaking nards off for the last 2 weeks under ridiculous circumstances to make sure that the uplift is going to not only continue but thrive insanely, and that's exactly what's going to happen. There are a couple people that have all kinds of adorable opinions about what is going to happen and how we should do things. Obviously, community input is really, really important to us, but
oh, did he freeze up?
That's impeccable timing.
Everything's fine. Yeah, Alchemist, we were just kind of talking about that in this way. Look, like what are people bringing to the uplift? Like what, getting in there and just doing stuff is important. So yeah, don't be too concerned. Get in and make some stuff and trade some stuff. And the more we move uplifting around for blocks of things that we need or sell things that we have that others want, that's better for the entire project. So be an active member of the uplift. And for some people, that's not always playing in the game, but in this case, it kind of is. So there.
Well, we do have a couple things that we need to suss out, but yeah, we're moving towards like DAO structures and things like that. So this is.
Hey, sorry guys.
No, it's all right. I mean, perfect.
Jimmy Buffett stole Corey's internet.
What?
Never mind. He's got a big giant thing right down the beach from you guys. He probably stole your internet.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been challenging, but for anyone who is worried in Southland, they're going to literally be crying themselves to sleep in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I haven't sold anything. I kind of want to sell the big plot, but that's because I have an outside world thing I want to do. But there were some people that were like, "Oh my god, if Uplift Greg is selling it," no, I'm here forever. I own a bunch of property. That's just one. So yeah, no, not doing it right now.
Hey, maybe we should lock that NFT in his account so he can never move it and never sell it, Corey.
Do you know why he's saying that, Greg? I don't think we've talked about that stuff.
No.
Yeah, that kind of happened to me recently.
It's a whole insane
whole thing.
Yeah, somebody has a token on a company or a project that Jimmy worked for years, right? Got lots of token. They ended up airdropping other token to all this stuff, right? So they locked his account, which like the second that everybody finds out that that's a thing that you can just do, right? The entire project is like, because everybody probably thinks it's decentralized. It's not, right? At all.
Well, and so
they just lock you in. You can't get any value from what you did.
Well, yeah, I can't move it. I can't transfer it. And I mean, what's interesting about this is when I'm looking at all of so to go back to, Alchemist, all of the people who are yelling about this, I'm pretty pissed, and I have a pretty decent game plan, but I'm also patient as hell. And if it takes me years to play this out, I will. So I generally don't listen to the loudest people in the room. Now, Corey gets a little bit angry at them and tells them, where to go, which is why he's my friend. Because, I need people like that to tailor my own stress. But, but there's a really good balance that we have on the team of people who, are looking at these types of scenarios and these types of people and these types of things and these types of ideologies and these, like, everything involved. And so, like, Corey's the straight shooter, and that's why we love him. Don't, like, Jen, Sam, Cowie, they're all great with their words as well. I mean, I'm the writer, but they're really good at putting. I'm really bad because I fucking sugarcoat everything. So, like, yeah.
Laugh track. You came up because we were talking about who still has build permission in Old World, and I think it's basically you. If it's not a team member, I think you're the only person that could change anything over there. Because you are the what did we decide? The curator of the Old World Museum,
the caretaker of the historical district.
Yeah.
If you want to see somebody scary mad, go back to that episode where I joked about getting build permissions on that plot. Do you remember that, Greg? It was you, me, and the CK7, and Laugh Track was like, "No, you don't touch my plot." It's like I felt really bad about that.
If you listen, she spent hundreds of hours mining under the old historic district. It's like there's a massive complex of mines under there. She's like.
Yeah,
she's like the dwarves of Moria.
No idea what she was doing. It really is. Hey, Alchemist said, thanks, guys. I believe in the project to support multiple metaverses, as you should. I actually have a QR code that brings traffic to my website. I created a gift code, and people are using it from the Uplift. That is brilliant. Also, send me coordinates and pictures. Tag me on Twitter at Corey Cottrell. And I'd be happy to share those out for you, or even just like show people on the show or whatever. Just like fire those over to us, and we'll see if we can get people.
And Jimmy D too. We'll put an article for you up if you got a cool build. We'll tell your story.
Hey, Don, I know people. We can solve that.
We I think we're earnest and honest about this. We want to drive as much traffic to your plots as we possibly can. That's our end goal.
And to your outside projects. That's part of this, is connecting it to the things you have outside the Uplift. That's a good thing. I don't have any outside. The Uplift is the only thing I participate in this way. Although I did finally get myself a rusty shovel for Immersis. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. But yeah, that's what this is about, is connecting to the things that make your life full and whole outside of the Uplift.
My question still is, how the hell do you use a shovel if you don't have freaking legs?
He has no leverage. It's magic. It's the magic of the metaverse.
But you don't have leverage.
That makes sense. But
morning, Lisa.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa Chandler, nice to see you. There was actually a Meta VR commercial on the Super Bowl last night. I hated that I liked it, but I really did. It was a good. It was a pretty cool commercial. So, yeah. But I love the Larry David "Don't Be a Larry" commercial. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really
called
well
The Wheel.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Jim. Nope.
No, like I mean, if you guys can pull that off, I would love to see that. Like I remember in the early days of this channel, Greg, when you were on here and you were giving tours and things like that, it was really cool. So I'd love to see it rejuvenate that actually, or one of your crew, you know.
And we've moved now into the world where Donna's getting 150 upliftium for a block of sand.
Yeah, it's a brave new world. It's a brave new world.
She's got a beacon kit for sale in her shop that's a million upliftium for a full beacon kit with all the blocks.
The way.
It's pretty cool
stuff. Beacon kit. That's fun.
Yeah. I can't. Oh, what I was going to say, Corey, is I don't know what time you want to try and get on today, but I'm on my way to run an errand to Charlotte, North Carolina this evening. So, yeah, a DACA person has to have their hearing and doesn't have a way to get there. So I'm going to get them to Charlotte for their dream dude. I have help to get this done, but
we could do it when we get back.
All right.
Yeah. Mostly I just wanted to hang out. We already got to do that, which is really cool.
I like that. I miss that.
Nice. It's nice.
Yeah. We're still got a fire pit and a spare chair.
I have like a breakable down little camping chair now, so I could bring my own. But thanks.
Hung out with Sam Ronan and Tiff the other night and had a fire out back for a couple hours. It was beautiful. Nice. So whenever you're ready,
good.
You can meet my army of crows.
Well, I mean, it's good to have an army of crows.
Isn't
that called a murder of crows?
There's 4 of them that are regulars and only one of them that is trying to talk to me, but I'm working on it.
Okay, I'm curious. How big are these crows? Like, show me your hands.
They're corvids. They're not ravens. They're not giant. They're about this tall.
That's a fucking pigeon, dude. The crows here are like this fucking big. Like they're huge.
Okay.
And they're scary. And they dive bomb you because like you shoo them away from the garbage. Like
That's why they dive bomb you. They know you now. No, I'm serious. They know who you are. If you went away for 2 years and came back, they would attack you specifically.
They don't dive bomb me, but like they're really like.
I think crows should really make us feel really, really, really guilty about how just horrifically we're using the amount of brain volume that we have.
I mean,
it's like their brains are the size of a fucking peanut or smaller, and they're pretty good at stuff.
They fool our dog. The dog goes out there to mess with them while they're eating peanuts, and one of them will get the dog's attention, and she'll go storming over there to be all aggressive with that crow, while the other 3 are behind her eating all the peanuts. Like they'll take turns fooling her so they can get to the peanuts without dog trouble.
Like the dolphins that corral the fish in the
pretty much
harbor,
Yep.
Like it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I had a really cool experience for me, but it was a little bit bizarre for everyone else. Like not so long ago, last week, my missus came in and she's like, "There's a dead bird on the back balcony," and I went out and I couldn't find the dead bird. I mean, I found like a little thing like this big, and I said, "There's this. Like, where's the dead bird?" She's like, "It's right there. It's right there." She came out, and I'm like, "Is it this?" And she's like, "I swear it was like this big." And then I looked around. I mean, my balcony looked like a down blanket. There were that many feathers around.
Oh,
pretty sure the crows came in and got it.
Somebody's cat.
Yeah, no, it's like on the 11th floor. It definitely wasn't a cat. It was definitely a crow. I mean,
yeah, could have been a hawk too. Hawks are notorious bird killers. So
possible, but like it was already dead, and it's like I don't think a hawk. Yeah, I live in the middle of a sock. I don't think there's many hawks here. To be honest.
I bet you there are.
There might be but not on our back balcony. Like it's
okay.
kind of enclosed area.
Happens in Manhattan. There's a huge population of hawks and falcons in Central Park, and people see them on their balconies. They nest on their balconies all the time.
Balconies that are like really close together.
Yeah.
And maybe
Manhattan in New York. Yeah.
That could be cool. Yeah. I mean, you should come to Osaka.
Leave it to me, Corey, to turn this whole show around to birds.
So, yeah, it's only a matter of time. Actually, I think when I messaged you to see if you wanted to come on, today or whatever, there was that in our message thread. There's the thing about birds. So we used to do this show called Coffee on the Dock. Exactly what you would imagine that show to be. Back when I lived on the water, and every time we saw a bird, like Greg knows exactly what those birds are. And here's something everyone needs to know about bird names: they sound like made up insanity.
Yeah. Yep.
Like the gargle blot tittle blaster. So I just started making them up, which would be fun. But every time
it's a red-breasted hoopty floop or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they sounded in every way completely and totally plausible.
You sounded like a Canadian loon.
Was bullshit.
Which is an actual bird species, but
that is true.
Yeah.
Jimmy's bird camp
do it.
Soon.
That
could be a show you guys could do because the bird could show up and then Greg would be like, "Oh, that's like a three-breasted something."
Lisa doesn't really know what that means.
Okay, none of them have 3 breasts, but that's okay.
They do. I heard that KFC chicken birds in Canada, they've got 10 breasts. They grow them in test tubes. This is what I've heard. I've been listening to the news. I've been listening to the people school me about how the world works, Greg.
Yes.
Education means nothing when you have the mass media to tell you what to believe.
Okay.
I really like poking Greg with dull sticks. It's kind of fun.
It's all good. It's all
Greg,
good.
if you don't know, he is quite apt at politics and he is a very good person. I kind of wanted to ask because, like you said, that you're not involved in any other projects, but you're still a little bit involved with Shippletopia, no?
I consider those like so closely related as to be siblings, basically. But yeah, Shipple is going strong. We're doing a Shipple show on Wednesday at noon on this here channel, and apparently, Martian Bull Shipples, our fearless leader, has some sort of an announcement type gift for me and Jen and Russ. I don't know what that's all about. Some sort of surprise for us. So I'm anxious to find out what that's all about. But one of the things that if I was going to get the word about anything related to Shipple, it would be this: we are well on our way to having it designated as a registered charitable fund, so that there isn't any ambiguity about what happens to people's donations to it. It will all be transparent and publicly available. That's in the filing process. So we're far enough along that we're going to have some legitimacy in that way that we haven't had up to now, and we want to make sure that people know where the money is going. Even though, and eventually we'll get to the point where people can help designate charities that we're going to be supporting. But for now, we have a set of 7 or 8 projects that we've already donated to and some others that we want to. And that's where that's going. And yeah, and Martian Bull Shipples, by the way, has poured his heart and soul into making that a real thing. And we're really grateful to Marty for that. Even though his name isn't Marty, I call him Marty because I've always known him as that.
Now, actually, if you guys need a markup of a site, that could be built that could help you achieve that goal that's all on chain, I could probably give that to you because me and Ricardo Schiller, who's the lead architect of Blockbase, back in the day, like a really long time ago, right? Like before any of this began, we were working on the Uplift Nation deck. Trying to put charity on the blockchain with a bunch of other people. I've been here for a really long time, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say that. Like, I've been here for longer than Corey. I've been here for longer than anyone on the team. I do believe, in this charity mission, and so we've been working on this. So I get it. I get that people are sometimes worried about the funds, but I've been told that they're going to go to a good place, and I'm going to trust that until they don't, and then I'll get pissed off. But anyway, there's this site that's sitting there that could be developed. The markups there, and Ricardo and I have talked about it. And if anyone wanted to put that to good use, then I'd be more than willing to pass over the schematics for that, and maybe you guys could do it. And the site was really cool. What it would do, it would allow proposals to be brought in, and then of course those proposals have to be vetted. But then it would allow people to basically vote or donate tokens towards those proposals.
I'm actually pretty sure that we've already got that all locked down. Marty made all that happen. I just wanted to mention the actual proper filing for it to make sure people didn't think that we were collecting money to not give away. Like, that's not what we're doing, what we've been doing. So I just wanted to update that part of the process. But the website's already in place. The Shipple.io website has all of that going for us. So that's pretty cool.
I only stole money from charity once, and that's because the UNICEF box got wet and it spilled into my change purse, and I didn't know which change was mine.
Okay.
Do you not have UNICEF boxes in America?
I don't think so.
Oh,
United Nations, those commie bastards.
No, we used to get them when we were like at Halloween. The schools would give them out. They were like little boxes, and
That's a
then
Canada thing for sure.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I'm sure there are regions where that's big, but yeah, I mean, UNICEF is a thing we know about and people donate to here. It's not like, yeah, but I don't remember fundraising boxes in school. That I don't remember.
Yeah, lots of pennies. Roger knows. Yeah, totally. You got lots of pennies. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That you guys didn't have it. So.
All right. I gotta duck out, guys, because I have to go get some stuff ready for my little road trip. All right, we're gonna whirlwind up to Charlotte and back starting tonight at about 8:30 and be back by tomorrow night. So straight back. And
well, yeah, thanks for joining us. I think we'll definitely try to pressure you to get on here more. Actually,
thank you. You know, send me a flare. I'm ready just about. Well, if I'm up at this time, I'm not usually ready to go on the air at 9 a.m. my time. I've been sleeping a lot. So now that I'm fully retired, I can just sleep whenever I want.
You want to give us a call before you go?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think Corey wanted to say one more thing. Actually,
no. You feel free to chicken call your way out of here. I'm actually going to go to Alchemist is here. I want to show off their build weather here, just because
Nice. All right, guys. Chicken caw. There we go. You got the flap and everything. Love you guys.
See ya. Oh man,
I'm excited to see this Alchemist build.
Right? Let's check it out. Got to get over to Genesis. Nope. Type it the right way, maybe. Boink. Okay. There we go. $25.50. $35.80. Oh, hello.
Wow.
Oh, this is cool.
That's really cool.
Right?
That's a colossal wonder of the world, really.
Hello, Parsifal.
I really like how the space helmet shield is done.
Right.
Especially the entrance point in the back of the head, it looks like. I'm not sure.
I wonder if people can see that during the night. Wax. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
The rocket pack, that's cool.
Right? That is kind of rad.
This is a great build, Nate. This is
That's
really
really
good.
cool.
Oh, I guess you can't go. Oh, you can go in. Nice.
Yep. There you go.
That's awesome. And the fact that you can actually, the fact that it actually fits right in that.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
I'm going to there. Oh, totally worked. Awesome little Etsy spot. That's cool. Good job, man. Now, how do I get down there?
What's that? A weird gold thing. That's pretty cool.
Right. Cool. Yeah, the helmet's really good, man. I like it.
Yeah, the helmet's great. The most comical thing about this build too is the arrows on the jetpack pointing up.
Right? In case you were wondering which direction the jetpack goes. Awesome.
That's good. It's really good. Cool. I'm gonna come by for a little bit of a feature.
Fucking stonkers up here too. I didn't know they had a build.
Yeah, this is a really. I think they got a bar and clubhouse and stuff on the top floor. It's actually a really good build.
Awesome.
I think we did a post on it like way back. I think this is the this is a commission build as well by I can't remember, but I think it's the same guys who did. I could be off base here, but I think it's the same guys who did the Batman build. It's the same guys who did the the ultra rare build. It's the same guys who did the crypto stash build. I think these guys have done like a bunch of them. I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
Awesome. Let me get some pictures over here. There's a bunch of crazy shit over here. What the fuck is this?
Isn't that a, what do you call it? The record players with the big trombone thing looking mega
fuck.
Is that what that is? No?
I actually think it's like when you're explaining this, I'm like, okay, he's having a stroke. Like, but actually, I do know what you're saying now.
Yeah, what are those things called?
Oh man,
are they megaphones or something?
No, but it's your. What the fuck are they called? I don't know. So I can't say shit.
It's all right. I'll look it up.
Fucking funny.
I think it's a megaphone, to be honest, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to you if you're right.
No, a megaphone is one of those handheld ones.
Fun over there.
It says, I don't know, maybe it's called a megaphone record player.
Okay. I mean,
my favorite thing about Google is like, if you don't know what you're looking for, then it gives you like people also ask. The first thing in people also ask is, what is the record player with the horn?
There you
go. Phonograph. That's right.
Phonograph. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. There we go. Anyway, I didn't realize it was a Thomas Edison invention, actually.
I did not know that either.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
the UpLifters show, where you come for all your random history.
Right. You really needed to know what a phonograph was, and now you do. You're welcome. Little dragon action. Man, there's so much frickin' stuff.
Right?
Like, we've never seen this or that. Oh, man.
Again, one of the best ideas that ever came out of some of the private personal conversations I had was like, we need uplift reporters, like one for every world. Like, seriously,
agreed.
If you can go out there, if you're a good writer or you're a good videographer, and you can go out there and you can take pictures of these worlds and write up articles about their projects.
Yeah.
And
how is there not like a Twitter channel? Like, if I was starting from scratch, I'd have a Twitter channel for Genesis, and I'd be putting up stories and coordinates all day.
Right. And you could charge uplifting for this easily enough. Right. You could charge chopsticks for this if you wanted. I mean, if
weird, it's a strange flex, but I'm here.
like
what is happening with this?
That's really cool. Is this Jurassic Park? No? It's dinosaur and a pterodactyl.
It's something. They're having fun with it, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, and that's what kind of my new series is intended to be, where I just wander around. Ah, this is really good. This train station, I've seen it. It's by I don't know. It's in the backlogs of a post that I was going to write, but it's maybe by Small Town Cowboy. Might be.
Oh yeah.
He might have built that in conjunction with somebody else. I'm not 100% sure about that though.
How adorable is this?
Baddingtons?
Yeah.
I know Baddingtons, but like I don't know why. Is that a play on Paddingtons?
I mean, technically, probably not. But yeah. Trying to make it so there's actually readable. Boink. Cool. Cool. All right, well, Jimmy,
let's play us out. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be hanging out, but one more time, probably live in about 30 minutes now. I think or maybe 1 hour and 30.
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Sorry, my time is way off here. But like, let's watch this. We won't come back after this. So here's the chop, but hang out for this.